know, then it cannot be sati or it cannot be understanding because it's still I who knows. So I know is different from a moment of understanding naturally.
所以在知道是我知道刚刚我知道现在是善或不善，一旦有我的概念进来，就不会是觉知了。一直在想而已。
那有的时候，比如说，那有的时候那个知道，就像 Sarah 刚才讲的，我也知道这个。哎呀，我现在把自己绕进去了，就是好像是一直有一个知道在那里似的，就是有时候知道自己又陷入在情绪里边了，没有在当下里，也许是在过去的一件不愉快的事情里边了。这时候有一个知道出现了，那这个知道是一个觉知。
So, for example, I could be in some kind of emotion, and then suddenly there is knowing of the emotion. Can it be sati or not?
Like now, there are different chitas, some kusala, some akusala. Is there any knowing right now whether it is kusala or akusala?
比如说现在，对不对？有非常多根本的塑形心在进行，善或不善，现在知道吗？现在知不知道？
Because if we think about the emotion yesterday or what happened 5 minutes ago, it's just speculating about the cheaters in the past. So it can only be the knowing right now at this moment.
不管是昨天的情绪，或者是刚刚几分钟之前的情绪，其实它都过了嘛。那现在只是在推测那个时候的情绪，那个时候的心的品质是善或不善而已。心善或不善，只能在这个时候，如果智慧有升起来，智慧就会知道。
好吧，我这个问题我自己再理解一下。
你可以再问他说，那虽然只是在想，想的时候可不可能有觉知？因为他现在讲的觉知是指思念住的层次，那是最高的层次。
我是一直在想，就是好像你这个就是说，你又在回忆，比如说前不久的一个不愉快的事儿，然后呢，你又对当下的这个回忆的时候这个心态有了一个了解。那就是这个一直好像有一个了解在这儿呢。
Okay, there could be a remember of something emotional, but even during the recalling now, reflecting on the event, there is somehow there is a knowing of what's happening now.
So there's thinking now about the event that happened. So at this moment of thinking about the emotion half an hour ago, is the thinking now kusala or akusala?
所以你刚刚说那个知道其实是在想，是心在想。那所以问题就又回到，那么心在想的时候，那个时候在想的心，它是有伴随美的根还是不善的根？
那就是还是一个 thinking 而已。
Yeah. So, Yuan just said, so that's only thinking.
Yes. So usually most of the thinking, even if it's thinking about what seems like Dharma, thinking about whether it was kusala or akusala before, usually it's thinking with the idea of me, what about my experience half an hour ago? So at most of the moments of thinking, there's no sati, no awareness, no panya, no understanding.
所以一般来讲，在想的时候，不管你在回忆哪件事情，或者现在你觉得你在想，你觉得你在想现在正在发生什么， 可是其实你还是不自觉认为那是我的经验，你会去想，你觉得那是我的情绪，即使你没有很清楚的认为是我，可是你会关心这件事情，那是你把它当成是我的嘛？所以那一刻不可能是善的。
So this is different from, for example, now there may be instant clinging to my cup of tea or to the visible object seen, and there can be a little understanding, a little awareness, just naturally, not by trying or thinking about it, but just understanding at that moment of that attachment or that visible object that's seen as just a Dharma and then gone. So that is the beginning of understanding and awareness of what appears now.
所以你看，新的生命是这么的快啊！你看那么多根本的塑形新过程就过了。所以 Sarah 举例说，当你看的时候呢，或者是他喝茶的时候，喝茶那一瞬间，也许就立刻有贪爱升起了。但是如果有觉知到或没有觉知到，那都是很自然的。你看心路过程一个接一个那么快，哪一个心可以突然被改变呢？
This is different from when there's trying to work out, is it kusala or akusala at this moment, or was it kusala or akusala when I had that emotional state before? Because that is the idea of, I want to know, I'm trying to find it out. So the hidden clinging, the hidden attachment is there, unknown.
所以这边比较强调是贪爱也有个漏，对不对？就是漏之一其实是贪爱很深哦，它是藏起来的。有时候我们即使没有注意到，其实都有一个贪爱在我想要知道，我想要找出来这个是什么。其实或者是那个贪爱一直躲在那里，想要什么东西。
And even if we are talking about the citta of the present moment, whether it's kusala or akusala, there are different ways of knowing that.
所以当我们在讨论的，如果是现在的心是善或不善呢，这样说有不同的方式可以来知道。
For example, if there's strong anger or strong attachment, anyone can know that it's akusala citta at that time. But that is not necessarily anything to do with sati or panna.
比如有强烈的愤怒或贪爱的时候呢，大家都可以知道，可它不等于知道的那时候是有觉知的。
Because that is an indirect kind of knowing. It's just knowing the symptoms of the anger or the strong attachment.
这并不像是觉知一样直接就经验的对象，它是间接的。知道的这个症状，知道这些愤怒的表面的症状。
But kusala citta and akusala citta can be known by their distinctive qualities. That is, in the case of kusala, quality of calmness, and in the case of akusala, quality of restlessness.
那善跟不善呢？他们其实也有他们的本质上的特征表征哦。善心的特征一定有平静伴随，它一定是平静的，所以那不善心呢，它一定有调举，就是不休息。
And this kind of knowing requires developed panya.
那要能够区别这两个的特征，需要智慧来区别。
And that panya may be of the level of samatha, or maybe of the level of satipatthana, vipassana, depending.
那么，知道善不善这两个特征的区别的智慧，可能是来自于奢摩他的智慧或内观的智慧。
But what the Buddha was at length to teach was that the important thing is to understand the true nature of any present moment reality. So it's not about necessarily just knowing kusala and akusala as being important for the development of understanding.
那这里很重要的是，内观佛陀教导的出世间的智慧呢，它的核心是要了解这一刻出现的法的本质是什么， 所以它可以是善或不善，没有说一定要善才是好的，不善也要去了解的。
The important point is the understanding that even these dhammas, kusala, the akusala dhammas, are anatta, and that's why the Buddha always taught about, and Ajahn Suchin always stresses about understanding what's seen now, what is visible now, just that which is visible, and it's just the seeing which sees, because if there's no understanding of the distinction between seeing and visible object now, all the moments of kusala and akusala are sure to be taken for my experience, my kusala, my akusala, not dhammas which are anatta.
所以这边有2个重点，一个是佛陀的教导是了解法嘛，了解这些法个别的特征，还有共同的特征是无我。这也就是为什么老师阿江蜀俊呢，他常常强调演示跟摄成。现在有没有演示？现在有没有摄成？因为这个非常常发生嘛，现在就在发生。如果这个东西没有开始逐渐的清楚的话，我们常常会把立刻进去一门过程的这些所有的经验当成是我的。
We would all like to have more kusala and less akusala in our daily life, but of course, and for that purpose, of course, it is helpful to know the difference between whether the present moment of consciousness is kusala or akusala. But we should not confuse this with the development of insight into the true nature of presently arising reality.
我们都会想要日常生活中呢，善会比不善来得多，这个是很自然的。那么现在研习佛法也的确会是一个因缘条件，帮助这件事情发生。但是不要混淆了，就是内观的智慧的建立跟它的目的，并不是只是累积更多的善然后去排斥不善，而是去不管了解任何法，都是去了解它。这个过程本身自动就会有更多善。
Because only the development of satipatthana can reduce the idea of my kusala, my akusala.
到了四念住正念直接经验法的那个阶段，会自然而然的降低，把善或不善都当成是我的。
Panya which understands, which knows, which understands the Dharma, and that Panya has to be accompanied by Sati, which is aware of the characteristic. But it's, Jonathan said, it's different from what we think of as I know my anger, or I know when I have kindness. It's not like that.
我们常常会讨论觉知那刚刚其实一直强调的是智慧，智慧会去区别，会去知道这些事情，因为一旦有智慧的时候，一定本来就有觉知诞生。那 OK， 一旦这个智慧的提高，那觉知也跟着建立，也跟着变提高了。
So we can see that it's quite a subtle point, and just like we discussed last time, that at the moment of hearing, it's just sound heard, not someone's voice, not anything, just sound that is heard. It's the same with a moment of attachment or a moment of kindness. It's just a moment of attachment, a moment of kindness, not my kindness, not anyone's attachment.
所以就像现在声音被听到了，是经验的声音，那么之后是有慈爱呢，或是有贪爱呢，不管是什么，它是可以都被了解，它都不是我的嘛。这是一个很细微的，就是知道跟觉知，这是一个很细微的差别。其实很多人都不知道这个差别是什么。OK， 好。 好，刚刚这个主题有没有谁觉得不清楚，或者是想要再继续讨论的？
Is it clear, Ewan?
Yes. I think I will more understand it.
I think the understanding develops by hearing and considering about different dharmas which are anatta. So hearing more about how it is just sound that is heard, just hearing which hears, just a moment of metta, kindness, for example, when one considers others' welfare and then gone, but not my metta, not my kusala that I can know at all.
所以智慧的建立呢，还是在听闻什么是法，思考什么是法。所以我们讨论声音、耳识、色尘、眼识，这都是现在正在发生的。这个的讨论本身呢，会帮忙建立智慧跟觉知，是他们的因缘条件。所以即使是有慈爱升起的，去考虑别人的福祉，也可以了解这慈爱也不是我的。
And the wrong practice that we have been so addicted to for so long can creep in any time, like even now we hear about how there can be metta at this moment towards our friends here. And as soon as there's an idea of, oh, is this metta? Can I understand metta? It's a wrong practice again, trying to do something. So it sneaks in at any moment, even in the middle of a Dhamma discussion.
我们每个人都有很深的邪见哦，累世来累积的邪见，深到它是一个漏哦，所以它很容易就跑进来。所以即使是一旦有注意到什么法了，比如说注意到刚刚慈爱在考虑别人的好处，很容易就会想要哦那个是什么，想要再进一步去了解它，那个很自然就会发生，想要我又跑进来要知道什么了。
Just before the time of the Buddha's enlightenment, there were many, many people in the world who had developed the highest jhanas attainable. And all these people had understanding which understood the moments of kusala citta from the moments of akusala citta. But they did not have any understanding of citta as non-self.
所以在佛陀传法之前呢，就已经有很多人其实可以建立禅定了。那样子的智慧能够区别什么是善，什么是不善，但他们没有办法了解那个禅定心是无我的。
So for the person who has attained jhana, this person can also develop insight, but it's the development of insight that leads to enlightenment, not the development or the attainment of jhana.
有禅定能力的人，他也可以建立内观的智慧，开悟。可是就是说这两个可以一个很高，一个很低，另外一个很低，一个很高这样子。这是重点，还是要开悟了解是圣谛，只有了解法。
The person who develops insight will, however, come to know more clearly moments of kusala citta from moments of akusala citta, not because that is something they are trying to see more clearly, but because that is one of the incidental developments that occurs during the development of insight.
所以在内观智慧的培养的过程中呢，出现的法会越来越清楚，不管是善或不善，但这并不是因为禅定的关系，是因为内观的智慧的关系，可以越来越清楚了解法。好。
know whether the chitta is kusala or akusala now, Yuan?
现在的心是善还是不善呢？
我要是想一下琢磨一下的话，可能觉得是没有不善也没有善的那种很一般的状态。
Neither kusala nor akusala, quite normal state.
After seeing or hearing, and a couple more chittas, which are also the result of karma, then after that, there must be either kusala or akusala chittas so quickly, even in the sense door process, even before there is thinking.
我们讲过嘛，在双五识，比如演示之后，就有领受，领受推度，检查推度，我忘了那3个心的名词，中文名词。接下来就有速行心了。速行心不是善就是不善哦。
So the normal is that these chittas must be kusala or akusala. It cannot be neither kusala or akusala, but completely unknown. That's why last time and the time before, I forget if it was in this session or another one, Jansu Chin was talking about the asavas, the very subtle kinds of clinging, completely unknown after seeing and hearing.
所以现在想起来了，领受、推度、确定这3个心之后，就有速行嘛。那除非是阿罗汉，我们不是善就是不善。但是这个太细微了，我们没有办法，智慧没有办法升起来去知道，所以他们被称为漏。漏，这里是无明漏或贪爱漏都可能，邪见漏。
These are like intoxicants that ooze out a bit like oil dripping out of a rubber dripping out of a tree, the sap that drips out, and different asavas, which are attachment, wrong view, or ignorance, completely unknown as soon as they're seeing or hearing, even now.
所以有些比喻呢，不管是用大水缸在滴水漏水，或者是一个橡胶树，你稍微一切一下，橡胶立刻就流出来了。就是你一看到经验之后，立刻就有漏出来了。
And if there's any now, if we wish to know whether it's kusala or akusala, for sure it is the attachment there again, clinging to the story of I. Am I having kusala or akusala? So that is not sati and panya.
所以一般来讲，如果现在有想要去知道是善还是不善的时候，又是关于我了，是贪爱的。
Some people would say, well, now we are discussing Dhamma, so the citta must be kusala. But that is not a very helpful way to look at it. That is making an assumption rather than knowing directly the nature of the current citta.
有些人很正常的状况会认为讨论佛法的时候就是善心哦，这只是假设而已，并没有真的了解现在到底心的本质是什么。
And even if there is some kusala involved, there is also bound to be what Sarah has just mentioned, namely different kinds of akusala that are oozing out imperceptibly, unknown to us.
也许会有一些善心的时刻哦，但是一定有很多不善的时刻，就像刚刚讲的漏，在感官根门之后，在意门的感官根门就有漏了。
The Buddha says the value of letting go the past, for not clinging to the future, but understanding naturally now. Because as soon as there's an idea of dwelling on what happened before, was it kusala or akusala when I had this emotional state, and if I do something in the future, like give a gift, will it be kusala or akusala? It's clinging to the past and future. It's not understanding at this very moment, seeing now, hearing now, kindness now, clinging now, for example.
很自然的，其实我们会去回想过去，或者是对未来发生什么事很有兴趣哦。我们一直在汲取这些过去未来的事情，但是听闻现在正在有什么法发生，逐渐放掉这些过去未来的汲取。但是这里补充一下，对那些强调当下的人来讲，如果没有听过佛法，他们也不会了解现在有什么法。
So what the emotional state was half an hour ago or even 5 minutes ago is unimportant because it's completely gone. Each reality, even a moment ago, even the seeing a moment ago, completely gone. Not my seeing or my emotion that occurred. So useless to dwell on it or try to work out the story about it.
所以不管是多久以前的情绪哦，昨天或几分钟以前，甚至刚刚的演示都已经过了，它都过了，它一点都不重要了。它过了不重要，而且它也不是我的。
So that's why it's said that life exists just in a moment now. That's all that life is. So it's the thinking now is real, the doubts now is real, the kindness now is real, seeing now is real. Anything else, it's just fantasy, a story about the past or the future.
就是跟过去有关、未来有关，我们常进入那个想象的故事情境里面哦。但是现在呢，现在有思考是真的，有怀疑是不是真的，有依法是真的，有各种各样的法，它在出现。
And this is the beginning of letting go, the beginning of the path that leads to liberation, just understanding that life is just at this moment of seeing, just at this moment of hearing, and understanding can just develop naturally, not by trying to make it happen or trying to work out the story about what happened a moment ago or what will happen next.
这个就是智慧在开始建立，开始慢慢舍离。它生命就是只是这一刻而已哦，对不对？生命已经就在这一刻嘛，上一刻已经不会再回来了。如果生命就是这一刻的经验，不管是什么法升起或什么法出现。其他人有没有问题呢？有没有 ？Okay. People are very quiet.
Yes.
But they are
I'd
listening. They are listening.
I'd like to hear what other people like Pat or Linda or Nadia or Maggie or anyone else has to say.
其他被点名的有没有人想要提问或者是同意呢？哪些话？刚刚好几个被点名了。慧龙，
刚刚那个萨尔讲那段太重要了，觉得顿时觉得这个身心就是设法心心所的世界，怎么样都是这颗心你必须要去了解。但是有一个问题是说，因为心识之流太快了，我们的惯行业跟习气都太重，很沉重，所以自己要升起智慧是这么薄弱哈。所以一般人都是希望说，能够保持觉知或是练习什么的，就会造成另一个我的想象出现，而不是对他实际的了解。我觉得这一点是我自己目前已经发现到的。然后我发现很多我们现在修行很久的人所智障，就是说他们对概念法非常的清楚，甚至到背。
不要让我翻译啊！你现在的重点是，你会发现有一个我会想要去觉知这样子。
对，
这是你要表达的重点哈。好，Lily, she echoes the importance of what you just said, and she said she gradually and realized there is a hidden I want to be aware. And now she feels more released after she she feel more released when she realized that.
Right. I agree with her. It is like a kind of release when the hidden trap, the tormentor is seen for what it is, a little bit, and there are more and more subtle levels of clinging to I to be known, more and more subtle, until it's completely eradicated at the stage of Sotapanna.
所以没错哦，你刚刚讲的有稍微释放，有比较轻松，这个的确是一个伴随的结果。一旦那些隐藏的陷阱一个一个被注意到的时候呢，的确会有释放的轻松感，然后接下来会是越来越细微的陷阱。
是。
那个其实啊，我觉得佛陀他在讲法的时候，他是除了讲圣义谛以外，他还是有讲所以其实我们也是要用世俗谛来修圣义谛的可是我总觉得好像你们都很否定世俗谛的那个佛陀在讲世俗谛的东西耶。
眼识跟耳识就是现在世俗上正在发生的生灭法。
生灭法它是在讲生义谛啊，世俗谛是在讲概念法，可是我们还是得用这个概念，身体这个概念下去修行，所以我们才要，所以佛陀还会讲，叫我们要断恶修善嘛。
我们现在讲
可是
我们现在讲眼识还是概念哦。
是，但是我的意思是说，你们就是感觉好像一直强调一切是就是好像概念法的东西，感觉是被你们否定掉的东西。对，演示升起的时候，
我先翻译你的问题好了，因为他们两个在the question is about it seems we ignore the concept. We just only talk about Dharma, but we need a concept to practice.
Is this Arya Karma speaking, Vincent?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes. It's a good question that Arya Karma has raised, because like she says, we have to use concepts. If we don't use concepts like now, it's impossible to communicate. For example, if I don't know Vincent's name or Ewan's name, then I can't address them in any way. So we use concepts all the time. But if there's no understanding about Dharma's realities, how is it possible to know the distinction between Dharmas and concepts?
首先呢，这是一个很重要也很好的问题。那么概念呢，其实中文会讲概念法，但是概念在巴利文里面并不是一个法，原则上概念就是概念。那我们不可能没有概念，我们需要概念来沟通。即使是佛陀的传法的文字或者思考，这个时候都是从概念开始的。可是也是因为描述法的概念这件事情要被真正理解，才能够逐渐了解什么是法，什么是概念，这是很重要的一个区分哦。
对，但是对不起。
Sarah, go ahead.
For example, before we heard anything about the Buddha's teachings, we thought that I see a computer screen and the pictures of my friends, or I touch the table. So we took the concepts for being the dharmas, the realities. Now, because we've heard a little, we begin to understand that this was a mirage, a fantasy. Actually, it's not a computer screen that's seen. It's not a table that's heard. So only by understanding about dharmas do we see that the concepts are just concepts, not the realities.
所以例子，比如说现在有个电脑荧幕在这里，还有朋友的照片或者是样子，那碰触桌子等等，在没有听到佛法之前呢，我们都把这些当作是真的。可是现在听闻佛法的时候，我们逐渐了解，这些其实只是概念，或者说是海市蜃楼。被看到的其实并不是电脑，被碰到的也不是桌子。 这个其实当然都是需要靠思考概念来慢慢累积智慧。
So we still use the concept. I'll still say to Jonathan, oh, I'm going to pick up the computer now, or can we pull the table a little bit closer? But it's not with the idea that the table actually exists or there really is a computer in reality.
那么随着智慧的累积增高之后呢，即使是理智上的而已，很坚定的时候呢，当我们用传统的语言来沟通，把电脑拉近一点，桌子怎么样调整一下，在讲这些话的时候呢，会知道其实他们并不是真的，他们只是概念而已。
So even the Buddha used concepts to communicate. He would address Ananda as Ananda, Sariputta as Sariputta, but with the understanding that in actuality, in reality, there are only chitas, cetasikas, and rupas, and these are just means of communication.
所以即使佛陀也是会用概念哦，还是用传统的语言叫阿难，叫舍利弗。那么，但是他在用这些话，他知道这些并不是真正存在的，有个人在那里。
And when Ayakama said that the concepts are needed to practice, what do you mean by needed to practice? What is to practice?
所以我们的另外刚刚的问题的重点就是，如果需要概念来练习，那个所谓的，我们又回到什么是练习这件事情。所以那个圣维法师就是你这边说用概念来练习是什么意思？那个练习？
我还是认为佛陀他在讲40业处，他是有他的原因的。那就像心快速的生灭，那我们没有足够的定力，我们怎么看得到这些东西？而且其实以阿毗达摩来说，好，我们讲的究竟法，我们看到的这些东西，好，身体是由色聚组成的。在我们没有足够的定力，我们怎么能够去相信这句话，身体是由色聚组成的？
好，there are 2 points here. One is the Buddha taught about samatha, taught about the 40 subject, and without a practice of concentration, how could we understand? How could we know the arising and passing away of chitta?
And the second one? That's the second one. Yes.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Yes.
Need a concentration.
Okay.
Okay, just before Sarah answers that, I'd like to just make a comment on the first part of your question when you said that we ignore concepts. I don't think that's correct. It's not that we ignore concepts, but the fact is that the Buddha discovered truths about realities that are unknown to us until we've heard teaching.
并不是说我们要去忽略概念哦。现在重点是佛陀发现了什么？他发现了法，在他告诉我们之前，我们是不知道的，没有人知道的。
So it's not that concepts are ignored, but it's the fact that there is a world of realities that is there to be understood if that understanding can be developed.
所以并不是说要去忽略概念本身，而是因为要去了解法。
And it is conditioned dhammas that have the characteristic of anicca, dukkha, anatta, not concepts.
所以要了解的是法，了解是法的无常、苦而无我，并不是概念的无常、苦无我。
当然。
So we could say that we already know about concepts, and that is in fact our world, our life, but we don't know anything about the realities that give rise to those concepts.
所以当我们在概念用这个概念那个概念是大家熟悉的概念世界，可是我们不知道的是因为法，所以才有这些的概念世界的那些法。
But those realities are arising all the time and to a certain degree appearing. They must be, otherwise there could not be the experiencing of the world as we know it.
这些法都在生灭嘛，那有些也会出现，比如愤怒或什么，那这些都是我们去经验所谓的这个情境世界的原因。
So it's necessary to see through.
I don't know if it's my part. I lost you, John. 其他人可以听到 John 的声音吗？
不行，他那个掉了。
Okay. We have some connection discontinuation from your part. 等他们调一下吧。
好，但是你刚刚有一句话，我觉得有问题。你刚刚讲说靠思考概念来慢慢累积智慧。
在一开始我们还没有正念升起的时候，那个智慧是思考慢慢累积的。
你的意思是文思的部分吗？
就是 pariyati 的部分。
哦。
等一下 ，John， can you hear me?
Yes, we're back again. I'm afraid
good,
the
good.
internet connection here is a bit unstable.
Yes.
Okay. But we lost your last explanation.
Okay, the last explanation was that concepts, the world of concepts is known to us, but there is no understanding of the conditioned dhammas that give rise to the concepts.
所以就刚刚我们提到的，就是我们都很熟悉概念，可是我们不知道的是什么，是那些生灭法所形成的概念的那些生灭法是我们不了解的。
To the last 2 points that Arya Kema mentioned, but the second one about the practice of concentration. So my question to Arya Kema is, what is the practice of concentration that can lead to any understanding about dharmas, such including the arising and falling away of dharmas?
好，这个问题是刚刚圣回法师提到，就是说，如果不练定，怎么能够了解法的生灭？现在问题是回来这一句话，那为什么练专注可以带来了解这些法？
我觉得不是说练专注一定可以，但是他要有足够的定力，因为心既然是一弹指间有数十亿个心是这样子的生灭，那如果我们没有足够的定力，我们看到我们看到的生灭，那我们又看到的是什么东西？
我重点还是没看到。The answer is I didn't mean concentration can lead to understanding. But I meant there need to be a sufficient level of concentration to be able to understand or to observe the fast arising and passing away of Dharma.
Because we know that there is concentration at every moment, and we know that the concentration can be kusala or akusala, usually after seeing or hearing, the concentration is akusala. And we know that very strong concentration that's common in daily life is usually akusala.
所以我们还是回到专注，你需要一定程度的专注，但是专注在每一刻都有，这个法每一刻都存在，但是它是善或不善的呢？
我觉得我没有强调专注，我只有强调40页数的培育，
那个是你讲的是，所以你要强调的是平静，对不对？还是专注？因为如果是禅定，
我没有要强调平静，我一直在讲你要有足够的能力观，你必须要有强而有力的定，你才有办法去看到那个快速生灭。可是我觉得我没有在讲执着专注这件事情。
你讲的定不就是专注这个心所吗？
定。你讲的定专注心所，你是指心一境性吗？
对啊，
心就算所谓的禅定，其实它也不是一直恒常不变的东西啊，它也是快速的在那个所缘上面啊，它不是恒常不变的。心是非常快速的上。
Arya Kama, she said she didn't mean to stress concentration. She mean samatha, but she also talked about She talked about samadhi, sila, samadhi, and panya. Samadhi is needed.
So these are all good points that she's making, and it's true that when understanding develops, that right concentration develops with it, and at those moments the citta is calm, and if it is the right understanding of reality, this is referred to as adhicitta, higher calm at those moments.
所以当你说定的时候呢，其实这边讲的，因为它不是会嘛，定不是会。
对。
现在讲的定还是指要么平静，要么是专注。所以，如果是讲专注的话呢，因为我们一般讲定还是在讲等于是专注的意思哦。它有比较高的一个名字叫阿迪，就是
对。但是我觉得要讲心专注也不能用这样讲说有在专注就代表有一个我在专注，其实不能这样子去解释，就是心在专注。
心不会专注，是专注的心所在专注。
对，就是我的意思，就是说我们就是说心一直在持续导向那个目标嘛。那其实它有时候就像我们在练这些东西的时候。我的业处，比方说我在呼吸上好了，有时候跑到别的地方去了，但是我还是知道啊，知道还是就是回来啊。其实我们也就是这样反复练习。那其实，在当下，你说他知道吗？他知道啊。
The point is when I say concentration or any, that doesn't mean I concentrate. For example, when I practice, there can be the subject can change. The subject to be noticed changing, and then there is the notice the change, and then come back.
The point is that understanding, the development of understanding of realities is not the development of I practice like we discussed last time. Bhavana means the development of understanding, and which begins with the understanding of realities as anatta. Not I can practice anything.
所有的最高的准则核心哦，就是智慧的建立呢，是了解这一刻的法，它并不是谁的哦。如果一旦有一个我要练习呢，那一刻并不会累积智慧。巴巴拿这一刻指的是智慧的累积。
是。
So like we mentioned earlier, this moment of hearing, it's just sound which is heard. When there's beginning of understanding, then the right concentration and the calmness is there at that moment, not by I practicing or trying to do anything. And as that understanding develops firmer and firmer, in the beginning it has to be pariyatti understanding before it can be patipati, and long before it can be pativeda, such as the direct insight into realities, let alone the arising and falling away of realities. At each of those levels of understanding, the concentration, calm develops with it, but not by I am doing anything.
所以比如说像这个时候声音被听到了，现在的法正在发生这件事情，那么真的有智慧升起来了解的时候，不管是哪个层次的智慧哦，一定要先从理智上的了解，那个时候一定有平静跟镇定的伴随，因为有正见升起，一定有镇定的伴随。那我们现在在理智上的了解，如果一步一步走向越来越坚定，才有机会去真的升起四念住。这个时候离所谓的知道法的生灭的那个内观的16个阶段还很遥远哦。可是都不可能透过我来练习加速达成的。
If we think I will practice or I will have more concentration to understand, it's just like we discussed before in answer to Yuan's question about how can I be more aware, or how can I know the awareness? That trap of I is there, and it's the same for everyone, very subtle, trying to have more concentration, trying to be aware, trying to understand.
所以这个重点是陷阱在那里哦，有一个我如何能够增加觉知，我要怎么练习来多一点觉知跟智慧，这个陷阱一直在那里。
if there isn't the clear understanding, the very firm understanding of what is seen now as just visible on the seeing, which is just a Dharma, there cannot be the direct understanding of those realities. And without that direct understanding, it's impossible to understand anything about the arising and falling away of realities. So it has to begin now at this moment with the understanding of Dharmas as anatta.
就像我们现在谈眼识跟色尘哦，并不是我在看，是眼识在看。这听起来很容易哦，可是这个思慧的程度还没有累积到够坚定到真的出现眼识被直接经验了。在那之前呢，是不可能真的了解，进到所谓的内观的那16智的阶段。
The arising and falling of conditioned dhammas, it is necessary to develop insight that will know that. And insight means panya, understanding. Concentration does not understand the true nature of realities.
那这里的重点还是内观指的是智慧，智慧才有去了解这个法，才能去了解其他的法，不管是觉知或者是专注定，这些法并没有能力去了解。
And of course, understanding can only be developed gradually. We begin from where we are at the present moment, weak understanding. But as understanding is developed, so too is the necessary concentration that goes with it.
所以智慧的累积是慢慢的、逐渐的哦，就像我们现在一样，我们都是弱的智慧在累积。那智慧的累积过程，自然就会其他的定或者是觉知就会跟着累积。
In the Buddha's time, people became enlightened upon hearing a discourse of the Buddha. But in those discourses, the Buddha was explaining the nature of the aggregates or the nature of the elements. He was not telling people, he did not tell people that they should first develop concentration before there could be the development of insight.
所以在佛陀时代呢，很多听佛陀传法的很多人在开悟的时候呢，佛陀解释的是五蕴，解释的是18戒等等，他并没有说你们先去练定。
So if it was possible in the Buddha's time for people to become enlightened just upon hearing a description of the true nature of conditioned realities, then we can take it that this is the kind of description that we need to hear and consider. This is the kind of information that we need to hear and consider.
所以如果在佛陀时代呢，佛陀只是解释法的本质，那些人就可以开悟的时候呢，所以我们要了解的是，去思考的是那些描述这个法的本质的这件事情，是我们要去了解的思考。
好，那我们怎么解释《大念处经》里面佛陀说最快的话，精勤不懈的努力，最快7天可以证悟，然后最慢是7年。对，那这个中间的差距是什么
？How do we explain in the Mahasatipatthana? The Buddha explained, with the ardent the practice, it can be as short as a week, 7 days, to be enlightened, or up to 7 years.
We have to understand what is meant by ardent in that reference. And ardent is a reference to the mental factor of energy, virya.
所以在四念处里面不是有精勤的练习吗？
是啊。
阿等这个字是哪个法？是 virya， 是能量这个心所。
So, and the Buddha has been explaining in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta all the different kinds of dhammas that are to be known, including the mental factor of energy.
那么当然四念处里面的4个分类身受心法是包括所有的法嘛，包括 virya ardent 这个字这个法也要被了解。
So he was not saying, he was not talking about the conventional idea of effort, of trying, of setting a goal, of having a target, of having the ambition of having more understanding. He was talking about naturally occurring understanding.
佛陀在四念住经里面谈的是自然而然升起的智慧的去了解法，而不是我们传统上的所谓的精勤练习设定一个目标，有个企图要去完成。
佛陀有清楚讲自然而然吗？有这一句话出来吗？
Did the Buddha mention natural? Did the Buddha mention the word natural?
Well, he would have, but let me just address more directly your interpretation of the end of that sutta. In the Satipatthana Sutta, he talked about the different occasions on which there could be awareness arising.
John, I'm sorry, I was looking at the watch, the time,
Right, okay.
and then I lost and then you are about to go, right?
Yeah. In the preceding part of that sutta, the Buddha was talking about the occurrence of Satipatthana, and what he was saying at the end was that if there is the development of Satipatthana as he has been describing, then it leads to enlightenment, because at the beginning of the sutta he said there is one way.
Only way, yeah. Right.
Only way. So it's just wrapping up the fact that there is only one way, and that is the way that was described throughout the sutta.
好，刚刚这样本来要解释最后面7天7年的事情，但他现在回到前面，佛陀说，首先他在四念住经一开始就说这是唯一的一条道路，所以佛陀等于是结论了这条道路，这是唯一的道路。如果是真的正确的在这条道路，那是会带往开悟的。
对啊，但是重点还是7天要做什么
？The question is about the 7 days. What to do?
What did the Buddha say to do?
那么佛陀说要做什么吗？
有啊，就是我们必须保持正念力不断24小时，你心都没有跑掉，你必须24小时的去努力啊，才有可能精勤不懈的，才有可能开花结果嘛。
Talk about
就是
Sampajano Satima is 24-hour constant awareness.
Right, but look at the context. He talked about the person who did things, who acted in their daily life with mindfulness. Not doing something, but having mindfulness.
佛陀那时候传法的对象是在他们的日常生活中，那些人已经有觉知了。
所以其实在无我的底下里面，他是要先建立到，先看到无常快速的生灭，我们才知道我们是被这样子的无常的快速生灭，我们有那个苦迫性，所以才会知道一切都是无我的嘛。他不是一下子就跳到无我的嘛。如果没有看到无常性，你不容易看到无我性嘛。
Let's talk about the order of the Sri Lakkhana. We see the anicca of the Dharma first, and then we know the dukkha, and then followed by anatta.
We're going to have to discuss those points next week, because this is new topics. But just briefly on the 7 days, according to accumulations and understanding. So how long did it take Sariputta to become enlightened when he met Assaji? Just 2 or 3 lines. But how long did it take those people who listened to the Mula Pariyaya Sutta? No, they were not enlightened at the end because of too much mana. For some people, how long did it take Devadatta? No enlightenment in that life. And what about us? We are not the ones who have such great wisdom to be born at that time and hear from the Buddha. So we can, like we read in the Jatakas, for many people it took aeons and aeons and aeons. So all according to understanding and accumulations. But I think we need to go now, but those are very good questions. We can discuss more about the Satipatthana Sutta and Anicca Dukkha Anatta and the objects of samatha next week. We can, if you remind us, we can start at the very beginning with Ayakema's good questions. So we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.